Yeah. Oh, I got a yeah. Talking winter with Swinter. Here we are, late May 2022. Going to talk today about how everything costs $1 bazillion. Everything is so stupid expensive. Wait. Reverb. Wait.
It even goes left and right.
Nice.
Love that.
Was
The
awesome.
pan. It's fantastic. Yep. All right. So I'm Ken Bogeman with Swinter Group. I'm here. I got Zach Frame, Brent Reeder, Kim Klein. We're all here. It's going to be a good day.
We added another one.
We did. Kim's like, too much fun. I got to be in on this.
Ayo.
So how many people are we going to have when we're on the 10th show? Is that going to be like 10 people? Or?
On the 10th show?
Yeah.
Well, we're the third show and there's 4, so you would think that there'd be 11.
This is the second show.
Yeah. Did we miss one?
No, you're right. It's the second show and there's 4. So so we need like 25 people.
Okay. This is
Easy.
exciting.
Easy mode.
That's why I don't do accounting.
We're going to need a bigger room.
Yes, we are. Well, yeah. Big room. That's all right. So here we are, Swinter Group, talking winter with Swinter. So we're going to try to do, shows on this, I don't know, is this a channel? What do you call this thing?
A station.
A station?
Yeah,
well, no, you're
station.
listening on a station, but do we have a channel on the station? I don't even know. No, a channel's
I
for
think you just really overcomplicated
I think we have a
this.
segment on the station.
Got it.
It's a segment or a show.
A show. Okay. Well,
Show.
this show is going to be, geared towards the snow and ice management world, right? Everything relative to snow, we're going to try to draw it back so you can be a better, more profitable snow removal contractor. Whether you're doing a whole bunch of work or you're just getting started, we really want to try to do everything we can to provide informative and entertaining content for you, the listener. And one of the ways we want to do that is be sure to ask you to send us information and questions that you'd like to either know more about or have answered. So you can do that at podcast@swintergroup.com. Shoot us an email. Let us know what's going on there. Dang, somebody's got an email.
Sorry.
Was that you?
Sorry.
Man.
It's fine.
He's acting all important.
You know what's funny was last time you gave me a bunch of crap about my phone ringing. And then I turned it off and then you get an email.
Your phone was right next to the mic. It was very loud.
It was connected via Bluetooth,
My
actually.
poor little MacBook was just going.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. So we're going to talk today about, the how everything is ridiculous in cost. Costs are going nuts and how that affects, our industry, right? Right.
I believe that's the goal.
That's the goal. Now, the question is how closely are we going to follow the script here? Because
We did 100% last time.
that was kind of boring.
That was kind of boring. So maybe 75?
Okay. You want to run this show?
No.
No? Okay. That's
I don't
fair.
want that liability.
Fair enough. All right. So because everything's $1 million, right? So costs are a great big deal. And right out of the gates, the first thing that we're looking at is acknowledging the fact that there will always be somebody cheaper.
Always.
Always. I mean, if you're the low bid on a contract that you have right now, you are going to be outbid at some point. And especially if it's on an account that some of your competitors are going to want, they're going to figure out how it is you're bidding it. And they may just shoot numbers at it. And in this world where there are costs going nuts that are all over the place that are completely, owners and property managers absolutely have to have some services. Snow removal is one of them, but I think it's one of them that is on the lower end of the importance totem pole for a lot of property managers. And so I think that you find yourself in a situation where if they can save just a little bit of money, that they're going to do it. I mean, today we had one that come back that we were hoping to get $2 an hour increase. And they said no, right? Was that?
Yeah, it was today. $2. I mean,
$2.
That's a whopping
$2.
2 whole dollars.
Right. Which is, less than 1 gallon of fuel compared to what it was last year. So, in a world where things are that tight in the marketplace, we really got to be careful. So, one of the things that when we're talking with our customers, we want to make sure to try to qualify what it is they're looking for. And we kind of try to have a conversation with them about how are they making their purchasing decisions? So, so if we were to break our work, our services down into, 3 categories, the quality of the work, the customer service provided, and the price, and then we ask them to pick 2, right? So what's going to be most important? And obviously what we're hoping for is that they say the quality of work and customer service are more important than the price. Now, whether that's true or not is, kind of a gray area. but we at least want
Right.
to try to have that conversation, right? Right. So what are some, and Brent actually, he heads up our sales department here. So, you've got more direct customer interaction these days than I do. So what are some things that, that you're finding that customers are questions customers are asking and things that they value nowadays versus just even a year or two ago?
I mean, there's definitely a big push for focusing on price, which is unfortunate. But that does not mean that is exclusionary. I get a lot of people to say, yeah, price is relative, but they're not afraid of picking the price that's above the low bid. They're doing a lot of work on qualifying the contractor, making sure they can, actually perform the work they need. And then a lot of the success we're seeing is because of the relationships we've built with those customers and getting them to a point where they no longer go out for a competitive bid.
Yep. Well, and I think that's something that, if you've been in business for a while, I think that you've got those relationships with your customers where you know which ones are, they're certainly more likely to renew with you because of the relationship you have. But I think particularly if you're a newer business and you're trying to get started, I think I know that took a long time for us to build those relationships, in our market with the kind of customers that we wanted to. And I think that early on, we really needed to focus in on how do we get there. And I think that was where it was. I mean, that was really tough. I mean, we'd lose bids over, $50 on a round of plowing on a 20-acre property. It was nuts.
Everybody does it. These customers are just looking for the best service they can get, but they're paying attention to the price, and everyone knows the prices are going up. It's definitely getting to be a tougher market, but a lot of companies, they don't have a choice when they're starting out or when you're a newer contractor. You have to go for the low bid contracts because that's the only thing you can get your hands on, and that works as a stepping stone, but it's definitely not something where you want to stay.
Yeah,
you want to get those so you can get the business and continue to build, and then work on finding those lifetime contracts that you can babysit and that you can take care of, and you don't have to worry about losing to someone who beat you by $10.
Well, and I think you need to figure out where you can be competitive, so take a look at the way that your company is structured. So, if you've got really, really nice, efficient equipment, well, now you're going to be more competitive on a per occurrence style bid. If you've got, there's some really, really cool equipment out there, a cage box plow, for example, where, you can convert from an angle plow to a box. I mean, something like that in a residential type community, that's going to be, where you're, back dragging, garage doors and things like that. That's going to really do you a lot of good. And you're going to be able to be more efficient than somebody that's got just a straight blade on the front of a pickup truck. And so, if that's something where you can convince that customer to go to a per occurrence bid structure, and now your per occurrence rate is going to be, more competitive than the guy that's got just the straight blade on the truck. Well, now you've given yourself the advantage without having to sacrifice, profitability.
Something we've started to see starting to trickle into the market is that some of these contracts are actually specifying that equipment will be late model, would be well kept. And this really helps get rid of those people who are just can be there to low bid it and then struggle because their equipment can't even make it to the job site or can't finish the job. These properties really care about how their property looks, but also who's on their property and what it looks like while it's being serviced. And that's something I do expect to see creep in more and more.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, absolutely. And I think that that's something where you can be, if your equipment is older and you're not able to compete or bid on, a bid package that requires new equipment, then, then focus in on, where you can be, profitable. And if that means that you have to be on that, in say the hourly bracket, right, where you're just billing by the hour. Well, now that, if you're billing by the hour, well, your truck is going to bill the same amount of money if it's a 1978 C10 with a 7-foot mire on it. Oh, Zach just got excited.
I'm up. Yeah.
It's like, man, I want that truck.
I want that truck. Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or if you've got a 2022 with a kick-ass Fisher XLS on it, because XLSs are the best plow ever. Right.
And that was on recording.
That was.
Sure was.
Wow.
What do you think of that?
Don't edit that out.
Wow. Wow. That might be the first time he's ever admitted as much.
Yeah. Well, I'm an XV2 guy, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll be with the cool kids. But
majority of contractors, start just like the rest of us did. When I started out, it was an F-150, and then I had an 89 F-250 that And if you pushed into the pile too hard, the truck would die, and then you had to get the shovel out to go jumpstart the engine. It was the piece of junk that, I'm leery of now, but there's nothing wrong with that start. The fact that you're out there trying and to build a business and do something on your own is respectable, and you got to start somewhere. And this business is expensive to get into, and I got nothing against anybody trying to do that.
Right. Well, and I think that the other thing too is when your customers are specifying what type of equipment they want, I think it's important too that to know your customer, and don't fall into the trap of, judging the customer by the cover, the book by the cover. Whatever you think you may know about a customer, you may not necessarily know exactly what they want. I think that we've seen some facilities that you wouldn't expect it. You got a manufacturing facility, say, in the middle of nowhere, and maybe not the middle of nowhere, but out, off the beaten path a little bit. And it turns out they want the best, highest, most unbelievable service you've ever seen, and you would have never expected that walk in the front door. You're
not referring to having to blow dry the parking lot and the sidewalks, are you?
Right. Well, yeah. We've got an account just like that. Once the snow stops, we get it all cleared. We got to, fire up the backpack blowers and dry the sidewalks off. It's, things like that are out there. You wouldn't necessarily think that was actually a thing until you fall into that. And so you need to be sure to talk to the customer. And because of that, never, ever, 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 ever send a proposal over without actually meeting with the customer. If a customer calls up and says, "Hey, can you send me a bid for snow removal?" So of course, be friendly. Yes, absolutely, I can. When's a good time to meet? And if that customer won't meet with you, won't take their time to meet with you and tell you what they want and explain to you the intricacies of the property and give you the information you need to have to make a good bid, well, that's probably a sign that they're really not that interested in actually working with you. They need a bid for the file, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of national companies that it's going to be hard to meet with them on site. They're in Ohio, Iowa, Florida, Texas, somewhere other than the state you are currently working in. But that doesn't mean you can't, spend a little bit of time on the phone to really get to know who you're working for. And then if it's a bigger property and you really need to dive in, they usually will set you up with a meeting with the maintenance manager on that site so that you can get a better understanding of what they are looking for.
Right. And and the reason for that, again, is because everything is so expensive, you really need to make sure your pencil is sharp and that bid is as tight as it can be and still be within the profitability margins that you want to be at. And so, the more information you can get from the customer, the more likely you're going to be able to provide a bid to them that's going to be good for them. That's going to be something that they like. Right.
Right.
What do you think, Kim?
Yeah, I think there's just as much value in making sure that you're qualifying the customer as there is in the customer qualifying you as a subcontractor or contractor.
Yep. Lots of qualifications. Are you qualified, Zach?
I'm always qualified.
Oh, what's one thing you're not qualified for? Go.
Heart surgery.
Oh,
that was
Microsoft Excel.
Yeah.
I'm qualified in Excel.
Are you?
Oh, I am.
I think she just called you out.
Wow.
Let's do an Excel off.
Okay.
All right, good.
Okay, so how does an Excel off even work? Okay, I don't know what that is, but we got to figure that out.
Oh, no, there are competitions.
There's competitions.
Sounds like it's just whoever can Google.
We go
YouTube
back to back on laptops and Excel off.
It's a number of different formulas and functions that you do in Excel that you have to complete in a certain amount of time.
Okay, at some point before winter, we have to get the cameras rolling so we can video these things and do an Excel off.
I don't know. This doesn't sound that entertaining.
You know what? You're right. Maybe, I don't know, full contact Excel off.
Oh, you're going down.
You ain't ready.
Oh, you're going down.
Paintball guns?
It could work.
Yeah, that sounds painful, but yeah, because that close range.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Maybe switch to airsoft. Keep the mess out of the office.
It's a lot of welts, baby. A lot of welts.
Oh, that'll draw blood.
Yeah, that'll hurt.
God. All right. You know what? Look at that. 15 minutes.
Already?
We're not missing this commercial break.
At least we didn't run.
Well, let's see who's
Here we go.
Let's see who's sponsoring us today.
What do you want? You want 1, 2, or 3? Pick it.
2.
Three's a great number.
Kim gets to pick it. Here's 3.
Fed up with your current software solution? FieldRoutes is the cloud-based software technology you need to level up your lawn care business. From routing to scheduling, collections, marketing, reporting, and more. It's the all-in-one solution that automates, not complicates. FieldRoutes helps lawn care companies simplify, scale, and grow. Schedule your free demo today by visiting fieldroutes.com. That's fieldroutes.com.
You're listening to Turfs Up Radio, the only radio station of its kind dedicated to the green industry. Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Hey everybody, Wayne Vowles, the Prophet, your host of Profit Time here on Turfs Up Radio. If you listen to my show, you know I'm all about profit. As an industry, profit is something we fail to meet most of the time. If you're working hard but not seeing the results that you deserve, Profits Unlimited is here to help. We offer processes and systems designed specifically to make your company more successful, more profitable, and certainly more efficient. When you're ready to take your company to the next level, reach out to me at profitsareus.com. That's profitsareus.com. And don't forget to turn into Profit Time every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m.
Are you a military family with a spouse on deployment away from home? Did you know that nonprofit Project Evergreen has thousands of volunteers across the country ready to help military families with lawn, landscape, and snow removal services? We call it Green Care and Snow Care for troops. If you are a military family and would like to receive this free service, or if you'd like to volunteer to help, visit projectevergreen.org. Project Evergreen, creating a greener, healthier, cooler Earth, 1 yard at a time.
What is happening? We got Zach and Kim over here like shooting eye daggers across the room.
I think they're having a conversation and we can't even hear it.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's that coworker level that you look for.
You know what?
Still.
You know what? You're talking smack about the Excel off, aren't you?
Yeah, subliminally.
You want to say that word again?
Subliminally.
Oh man, good times, good times. Welcome back. Here we are.
Yeah, those are some
The
great
show.
sponsors.
Those are great sponsors. I'm really glad they're making this happen for us. I mean, not that we're getting any of their money, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're helping us.
It's all
You
good.
know what? We help them, they help us.
That's right.
to
Everybody's got to start somewhere.
Oh my God.
Brent's throwing stuff. What'd you just throw?
Oh, we're good. Don't worry about it.
Okay, good. All right, so everything's expensive, and another thing that's been going really nuts is labor. I mean, labor is so crazy these days. There aren't people that want to work, and the people that do want to work have got a huge range of issues and things they want, and there's just a lot of issues with that, and particularly I think one of the things that we're seeing is here we're in St. Louis, Missouri, and one of the things that's popping up here is you can go to major retailers are paying $15 plus an hour.
Yeah, it's crazy.
To work a cash register and hang out, and I think that
Or even just work at a restaurant.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things that we're seeing that's happening is particularly where there are lots and lots of labor needed. You see a lot of automation happening. Like, I'm seeing more and more self-checkout lanes. I'm seeing more, if you want food, you walk up and you place your order at the kiosk, or, I mean, there's a lot of room where, the large companies have seen this coming, and they've invested in the automation to enable their workforce to go from a higher amount of employees to a lower amount of employees without losing their productivity. Which, if your budget is, say you got $100 budget and you've got 10 employees, right? So that's $10 an employee. Okay, well, if you can do the same amount of work with 5 employees, well, now you can pay them all $15 an hour, right? Mm-hmm. Because you've got half the amount of employees doing the same amount of work, so they all can, have a higher wage without a loss of productivity for the same dollars. So the issue is that for, companies like ours and companies like yours, we're in a business that to automate is really expensive. And not only is it really expensive, it doesn't always work. I mean, if you've got a property that's got a bunch of stairs on it, I mean, you're gonna be hard pressed to automate stairs. I mean, you're not gonna clear stairs with an ATV or with a snow raider or something. So I mean, I guess you could, You just got to go real fast.
That's right, baby.
It's worth a try once.
Right. So, I mean, I think that's something that we need to be, we need to be keep in the back of our minds is, what are we doing to enable our workforce to be more productive? And you can't just tell people, hey, go be more productive. You have to have a balance between, inspiring people to be better and providing an environment where they can succeed. And, so I think, we've got some tips here that maybe we want to throw out on that. And I think, one is, more efficient equipment is good. If you have the budget for it and if it's possible, if you can, particularly on, walk screws, I mean, the more automation you can put in walk screws, the better. If you can put them in,
That comes at a heavy cost, though.
it's so expensive. It really, really, really is. But it's, something where you can very easily turn one laborer into 3 or 4 by putting him in the cab of a side-by-side.
The guys I've seen that have automated with, any of the options out there have truly increased their efficiencies and are no longer killing their employees.
Right.
But before you even go to those type of efficiencies, whenever I've gone out to observe crews that seem to be struggling, I was kind of dumbfounded at what I saw. These guys didn't really understand how to efficiently shovel snow.
Right.
They were doing it the hardest way possible, and it was taking forever. And instead of shoveling an inch or two of snow, they're now shoveling 6 to 8 inches of snow at a time, which is really backbreaking work.
Right. And especially if you've got, you go to Home Depot and you buy one of those snow shovels, it's, 2 foot by 2 foot, big chunk of metal with a handle on it. Those are, and you don't have a good shovel. I mean, you can get a really, really good, say Snowcaster for what, $115, $120 now.
Sometimes you can get them on a promo.
Right. I mean, if you can find something like that, like a Snowcaster, what are the ones with the yellow handles? Help.
Snowplow.
The snowplow.
Yeah, that was a tough word.
Yeah. Sorry. I needed Zach for that.
That should be a trigger word.
Right. But yeah, something like that where, it's $100 and $100 is $100. But, if you can take that $100 and make it so that your laborers can make it for another 4, 5, 6 hours in a storm, that's a solid investment.
Yeah, I agree. I've seen crews out there that say, no, we can't afford to buy those shovels. The guys will just tear them up. And then I'll go out and just give them mine and let them use it. And then, well, suddenly, even if they did lose that shovel, they made far more money than what they would have lost if they had broken that. And they didn't break it. These shovels are not cheaply made. They're well made, and they hold together a lot better than those average junk things you can get from the store
Right.
or the Dollar Tree or whatever. And they're more efficient. They're purposely built to be efficient.
Yep.
Where your traditional shovels are just meant to scoop and carry, and that's so hard on your back.
Yeah.
So really, you aim to push. You don't want to scoop and carry.
Correct.
When you
push the
can.
snow.
There is a time for everything. But, a lot of these guys, when they really struggle is on steps, and they take a scoop, and then they walk 10 feet, and they dump it off to the side. It's like, well, you couldn't have found a more inefficient way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so I would always start with making sure your crews are performing to optimal standards so that, not just for you, but for their own, sake, that they're not going to kill themselves and wear them out and end up with back injuries for no reason.
And so now you're talking a training issue too. It's
100% a training issue. And that's the cheapest thing you can do is train them right and then automate.
Right. And truthfully, if you've got a crew, if your crew is mostly comprised of individuals that do not have a solid understanding for what the best way is to move snow at a rudimentary level, then it doesn't matter what kind of equipment you put them in. I mean that's the guy that needs an XLS.
Oh, that was low.
See what I did there?
That was really low. Fisher's
Yeah.
going to sue you for that.
Wow.
No, because it's a great plow. It's a great plow for a guy that doesn't know what he's doing.
I'll tell you what. You give a guy a 73 C10 with a Meyer, he'll know what he's doing.
You know what? If the 73 C10 with a Meyer is still running and it's the same guy, yes.
You got to bring it to the right
Yeah.
guy. Make sure
That's
it's
true.
running.
Context is everything.
That's true. That's very true. But yeah, no. So, train the guys and make sure that your crews know what they're doing and they know the best way to do it. And don't just assume that somebody knows what they're doing because they tell you they do. Right?
Yeah, it's a really bad plan.
Yeah. One of the things that we find too is when we're interviewing somebody, and whether it's an employee or a subcontractor, and they come in and they're You know, and we get that, well, I've been doing this 35 years. I've forgotten more about snow than you'll ever know. Those guys all suck. Right?
Yeah.
They've just been doing it wrong for 35 years.
That's exactly right. Yep. 100%. Yeah. Look for, you want to look for the folks that are okay being trained and want to make themselves better. And to make yourself better, you have to be able to admit that you don't know everything.
Well, that applies to everything.
Everything.
If you're teachable, then you will be the best.
Someday. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Like Zach.
Everybody's looking at me. Why?
It's because someday you're going to be the best.
Oh, cool, man. Thanks.
I mean,
That means you're not right now.
You are in my book.
See,
nice.
That's that support.
See, there's Kim.
Now everyone knows why we have her.
I both break you down and uplift you all in like 30 minutes time.
Nice. Well, and, you know, the other thing that we need to do too with crews is keep them focused. I mean, you've got to make sure that they're on task and doing what they need to do. I mean, the crews tend to wind up, you know, you say, hey, I need you to go over by the entrances and I need you to do the primary sidewalks. And you find them at a loading dock on the back corner of the building, you know, shoveling a door that hasn't been used in 6 months. And it's like, guys, I mean, you really got to stay on top of that and make sure that they know where they're supposed to go and where they're going to be the most useful, right?
I'm sure fatigue probably plays a role in there somewhere.
Yep. Oh, you know, that's very true.
You know,
That's very true.
keeping that guidance and having that leader out there to kind of, you know, direct the traffic where it needs to go is going to make a huge difference too.
Right. So if you have the ability to train your crew, give them more efficient equipment that they can use, and then provide the managerial oversight that enables them to stay focused, stay on task, and do a better job more efficiently, you will be able to be more competitive. You will be able to have a lower price, but still maintain your profit margins, right?
All while being able to pay your employees what they're worth.
Yep.
That's a big deal.
That is a big deal. And that's something that, we've really found that the crew members that demand, that's the best way to put this. If there's a difference between demanding a higher dollar amount just because you're being a jerk and saying, no, this is what I'm worth. You know, the guys that are truly worth it are worth every penny. Right.
Right.
You know, I mean, don't be afraid to have somebody on your crew that makes a bunch of money, because man, if they're worth it times 10.
If you have the luxury of time with those guys and they really stay on with you, your sidewalk guys end up being your best plow guys, because they're doing it so long. They understand how things work. They've been around long enough to see how other people have been doing it. And the training with them, once they transition to a plow operator or a skid operator, is usually much smoother than it is just hiring someone out of the blue who says they think they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
fair.
don't.
Yeah,
And they're going to be a lot more responsible with that equipment.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and I mean, in a world where we're trying to be as competitive as we can on pricing, because pricing's nuts. You know, can you guys, got any ideas for things that you know, folks listening can try to do to try to maybe lower their overhead as well?
Well, I think that's kind of a loaded point. To start us off, we're going to go back to what you said earlier about equipment. You know, making sure that maybe force a little bit of room in that budget to get that equipment up so you can afford to, you know, do more work at one time with one piece of equipment. That's going to lower your fuel cost, your labor cost, all those things. And if that offsets, then you're going to look way better in the bottom end.
Yeah, no, that's true. You said look better in the bottom end. I'm going to leave that alone.
Wow.
Why'd you look at me, Zach?
I'm stuck. Oh, no.
Oh, well, we're going to get sued on the second episode.
That's fine. At least we made it this far.
That's good.
They can have all the revenue from this episode.
So, yeah. All right. You know, so, some other things to maybe throw out too, or, you know, look at things that you can outsource. You know,
Sure.
we were able to actually find a cleaning company here that's a big company. They can come into the office and they can get the office cleaned. You know, trash taken out, you know, everything dusted, clean. The office clean for less than it was taking what it cost our guys to do it. You know, because, you know, well, they show up in the middle of the night with one person and do that, and they're in and out, and it's fast, and, you know, you have your staff do that, and they're going to talk to this person, talk to that person. I mean, it just takes time, and it was cheaper for us to hire a cleaning company than it was to have us do it, you know, with our own guys.
And that company knows what good is as far as that industry goes. So there's going to be things that, you know, your typical staff's going to overlook.
Yep.
And those guys are going to know exactly where to go and exactly what nooks need cleaned, and you know.
Most of the time. Kim seems to differ.
Most of the time.
Hey, you know what? 30 minutes, 28 seconds. We got to go to a commercial.
Hit it.
Which one? All right, one or two? Because we already did three.
I'm not doing it anymore because I got
Kim
overthrown last time.
Kim, one or two?
We'll go one.
All right, here we go.
Are you still mixing station gas and oil for your string trimmer, leaf blower, or chainsaw? Eliminate the mess and the guesswork with True Fuel, the original pre-mixed 2-cycle fuel. True Fuel is ethanol-free and precision-engineered for small engines, improving performance and extending the life of your outdoor power equipment. And True Fuel is available for both 2- and 4-cycle engines. Empower your equipment with True Fuel. Learn more at TrueFuel50.com.
You're listening to Turfs Up Radio, the only radio station of its kind dedicated to the green industry. Now you can even ask Alexa to tune you in when you're home.
Isn't it nice when the weather cooperates and crews complete jobs on time and on budget? But weather can cause delays, and with paper route sheets, jobs get lost in the shuffle. That's why you need Aspire Crew Control scheduling software, an easy-to-use, flexible, and affordable solution that allows you to shift schedules with a single click. Try Aspire Crew Control for free at aspirecrewcontrol.com.
From the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world, here's to all the women in the green industry. Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Creating art from darkness.
No, it started the second one again. God dang it. One of these, you know what?
You know, I'm not saying anything.
You know, if the producer get his crap together,
right,
it'd be better. It's all right. We need a producer. Or no, is it an engineer or a producer? It'd be a producer, I guess.
You just got to get off Pinterest a little quicker, man.
Pinterest.
Yeah, he's sitting over there on Pinterest, just not paying attention.
I sent my wife a text, a selfie of all of us. In fact, you just weren't paying attention.
How did you send a selfie of all of us?
Well, because I turned
Did you panorama shot?
No, I turned it on selfie mode. I stuck my arm way out. I got monkey arms, dude. It was like long. You can just stick my arm way out there.
It's like long.
Yeah, it's like poof.
Oh.
Yeah, got it.
What's it
all
like having a built-in selfie stick?
A built-in. You know what? You know what? You know what? Sometimes it's a blessing. Other times it's a curse.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep. It's like when my knuckles start dragging on the ground as I'm walking. It's tough.
Well, you know, we all started somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, so
it'd help if I walk, standing up. God, people really listen to this? There's no way anybody's listening to this.
There's absolutely a way. Somebody somewhere is listening to this.
Man.
And they're enjoying themselves too.
I hope, you know what? If they are, you know what? You know what they should do, right?
They should probably send us an email.
To where?
To podcast@swintergroup.com.
Man, that's it. You're like, at where? At swintergroup.com.
Swinter, S as in Sam, and then winter like the season.
That's right. Group.com.
Group.com.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I was just emphasizing the first part because you seemed confused.
Well, I get that way.
So fuel costs are on the rise.
They are massively on the rise.
They are not stopping.
And they are affecting bids, and they're affecting all kinds of stuff. So what do we do about that?
Stop buying fuel.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a perfect world, what you could do, maybe look into solutions like on-site fuel. Something at your depot or your home base to where the guys can go ahead and fill up their fuel on site before they head out, or before they head out and when they come back to refill with material. So they come back on their third round of material and they're getting filled up and they can go ahead and top off their fuel, and that's going to eliminate them from stopping at the quick trips and got to get that roller grill.
Right. Well, because while the fuel at your yard is going to be the fluctuations in price that you have in your yard is okay. Fuel in your yard is going to fluctuate less in price than it does at the pump.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest part, though, to your point, is they don't wind up sitting there for 45 minutes getting a cheeseburger and a hot dog and hanging out and look at that.
While it's important to have that food and that fuel while you're going.
Yep.
let's try to maybe tighten that up just a little bit.
Right.
That's a big deal.
100%. No, I know. I couldn't agree more. You know, I think another thing too on fuel is look at your routing. I mean, it's really, really, really important to make sure that where those trucks are going, you know, are done efficiently. And so that you don't wind up in a situation where, you know, you've got a truck driving 20 extra miles in a storm that it just didn't need to. Right?
Exactly. And maybe you don't need to send your 12-yard tandem dump truck to that particular lot. Maybe that's something to get cleaned up by the 1-ton.
What are you saying? It's something crazy like
that's sending personal.
It didn't sound personal. I'm just simply saying your dump truck's going to get 5 miles to the gallon, where the Power Stroke might get 16 to 20.
Wait a minute. What Power Stroke's getting 16 to 20?
With a spreader and a plow on the front.
Oh, you guys don't have that?
Mine doesn't get 16. Does it? No, I don't get 16. Nope.
Oh, sure.
Well, you know what? I take that back. I probably get pretty close to that with just
probably
a spreader.
should have got a Cummins then.
Oh.
Man. We could really go there, but I'm going to avoid that.
Nice. Yeah, that's fair. All right. Yeah. Well, and so okay. So the when you mentioning the Cummins made me just hear that ridiculous knocking sound, the crazy noise that comes out of those awful engines that that you just that it's, you know, for whatever reason, you know, you walk out in the yard and there's, you know, somebody shows up and I'm going to start every single engine on every single piece of equipment and let those suckers idle for 6.5 days.
Right.
You know, the idle time on equipment, you know, is something where there is a difference between the requisite time to bring an engine to temperature, to warm the fluids, to get a piece of equipment to where it is capable of functioning properly, efficiently, and safely without doing damage to the engine or the components. But you don't necessarily need to let that thing idle for days and days and days at a time.
Right. And there's certain things you can put into place to kind of regulate that. It might be worth the, $100 to $200 to take that unit down to the dealer and have an idle timer put on.
Right.
Most of these trucks, especially the larger trucks, it's just a software change, a simple, quick change that they make there at the dealer.
Yeah, and then you could, and a lot of them you can even set. I know, like on my truck, I can set it so at X amount of minutes, that's it. It's done. It'll turn off.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have to set that.
Yep.
So, whereas your crew might not set that.
Right. So that's something where, you start paying attention to that idle time on your trucks and your equipment. You may find yourself where you can pick up 100 or 200 gallons over the course of a year, or if depending on the size of your operation. I mean, it could be a lot more than that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, definitely keep an eye on that for faux shows. And, the other thing you look at is, rewards programs. I mean, there's
free hot dogs.
Free. See, nope. See, the filter caught it.
The wrong one?
No. I was going to make a joke, but it was inappropriate.
I got you. I'm with you.
Yeah, free wieners are never necessarily. Oh, it came out. Man, sorry.
Kim.
So close yet so far.
Man, there it is. I couldn't stop myself. It was bad. Anyway, yeah. So rewards programs. Check out and see what's available. I mean, depending on the size of operation that you're running, it may not be feasible to have on-site fuel, but you may be able to find, get yourself set up with a certain kind of credit card, or, something that is going to give you some benefit for its usage, where you may be able to, get some cash back or points to this place or points to that place, or, free hot dogs, whatever.
You can double up on that game too.
How's that?
So you can get yourself the credit card that gives you the cash back on fuel. Say it's 5%, something like that, and then you a lot of these gas stations now will have a reward program where you type in the company's phone number at the pump, and it'll give you instant savings on the cost per gallon.
There you go.
So you can really double up on that.
Do they have any plow mounts yet for the Ford F-150 Lightning package?
I don't know. It might be worth looking into.
I mean, for a long storm, might not be the best option, but hey,
recharge your truck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the electric truck coming up from Ford, isn't it?
It is.
A Tesla would do it better, but it's fine.
Is that going to be any good?
Early reports say it is, but I mean, obviously they're not marketing to plow contractors.
Ooh, you know what? We should add one to the fleet.
You know what? No.
I am 100% on board with that.
No. We'll see how they do. But I think Bobcat's coming out with an electric skid loader as well, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be real interesting to watch. And obviously, the first model of anything is usually not the greatest, but it speaks volumes to where the technology is going, which is kind of cool. Hopefully it doesn't take a century to get there.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to deviate a little bit. I really think the issue with the EV market right now is the battery technology.
100%.
If they can get that up, we're going to be in great shape.
But think about your downtime. Throw the battery out and just assume that these equipment can last. The things that can go wrong are significantly reduced. There are
as long as you cover your corrosion.
True.
You got to protect against that corrosion.
Crown. KROWN. That's the one. That's the stuff.
That's the stuff.
Makes the batteries last.
You want to say what it is, or are you just going to say its name over and
Oh, they know what it is.
They know what it is.
At this
Okay,
point,
great.
it's
Because I'm sure they listened to episode 1.
they sure did. Well, no, if you're listening here, you probably didn't listen.
That
to
one
episode
guy did.
Oh, that one.
That one guy listened to episode 1.
This would be a great opportunity to go back and listen to that episode before you continue.
Well put. Well put. And while you're at it, send an email to podcast@swintergroup.com. Tell us what you thought.
We'll be checking it.
Probably.
We'll be checking.
You know what? We should give something away to the first person to send us an email on that. Crown. That's it.
Crown?
Crown?
Yes.
Crown.
Okay. First email that comes into podcast@swintergroup.com. And you know what? At least for the time being, from then on, every email that ends in a 0, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
Yeah.
Every email that comes in that ends in a 0 and the first one is going to get a free sample of Crown.
Free sample of Crown.
Yep. We'll ship it to you.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
To clarify, that's not the email address ending in 0. That's the number of emails that we receive.
Yes.
Ends in 0.
See, that's why we have Kim. She's like, okay, Ken, just pump your brakes for a second.
Kim knows who's really going to be doing this work.
That's probably true.
Fair. Okay, so podcast@swintergroup.com. Send us emails, thoughts, stuff. We'll send you, stuff. It'll be great.
And things.
Yep. And then in the meantime, we're going to keep talking about, how to help, lower your costs in a world where everything's going up. So, another thing to look at is bulk lubricants. You know what I mean? I mean, if we can,
I'm sorry?
What?
Bulk
Hey, easy.
What?
Easy. Bulk
Watch
lubricant oil, motor oil,
Petrol. Okay.
transmission fluid,
Yeah.
blinker fluid.
Absolutely.
What if I
Washer
only have 2
fluid.
trucks?
If you only got 2 trucks,
Yeah.
look at what you're rating, how much you're using, and if it's something where you can have, you bring in your materials in a 5-gallon bucket instead of a quart, maybe that helps. Maybe it doesn't, but if that's something where, particularly in the wintertime with as much equipment as gets ran, if you, instead of, I need to do an oil change on this now, and you go get, your quarts of oil, and then a month later, I got an oil change on this, and then I got to go get my quarts of oil. Try to set that up, or maybe you do them all at about the same time, and you can maybe save a few pennies here and there.
Well, I mean, I think to Zach's point, if you buy a Cummins, you don't really have to worry about the oil change. You just constantly keep adding oil anyways.
Knock, 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 knock. Knock, 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 knock.
That's a horsepower knock.
A horsepower knock?
That's a horsepower knock.
Yeah, the horses are running away.
That's right. Oh, from the Ford. Anyway, maintenance.
This is going to
very
turn into a
important.
diesel power
Yeah.
show pretty soon.
Nice. No.
Oh yeah, we can go to. Never mind. Future dreams.
There you go.
Should we talk more about maintenance?
Yes, he says we should. Another thing too is to look at what can you buy in bulk other than just so lubricants for the shop. I mean, you've got pens, pencils, paper, things like that. I mean, if you're running up to Office Depot and buying stuff, one thing here or there, that's something that, I mean, Kim can talk to too. I mean, we've done training with our staff here where you look at, okay, we need cups for the lobby for the coffee machine, right? And so we order, you order a package of cups that's $10 and you get 15 cups, or for $15 you get 1,000 cups. What?
We order our cups 5,000 at a time.
Now we do. It wasn't always that way, So
I'm just saying, make sure you got the closet space.
yeah, fair. But yeah, I mean, look at what you're purchasing and how you're purchasing it, and see if you can find somewhere where changing your buying practices can keep more money in your pocket. 20 seconds till 45 minutes.
How do we kill 20 seconds?
I don't know. Sing something.
Oh, I almost did.
Oh man, that would have been so
I
good.
almost did. So close. Maybe episode 3.
Episode 3, you're singing.
I said maybe.
Well, you know, if he
episode
had
3.
more of that water, I bet he'd just jump right out and start singing whatever we asked him to.
Maybe.
You guys want to go do karaoke after this?
Oh, I would love to see that.
Top Gun Maverick's coming out today, dude. I'm out.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
I'm out.
Yeah, all right.
I'm out.
Roll the ads.
Cast Lighting has designed and manufactured the world's most durable, energy efficient, and technically advanced landscape lighting products available at astonishingly affordable prices. Cast offers an all-encompassing line of products with everything you need to get the job done. Cast Landscape, their most durable product, is best-in-class, low-voltage landscape lighting made of solid bronze with integrated and drop-in LED technology. These fixtures are built to endure the most demanding environments. Source Lighting, a new division by Cast, is your source for professional grand landscape lighting made of durable brass, offering both integrated and drop-in LED technology, and backed by Cast, the world's most durable outdoor lighting. Cast Lighting gives you innovative, state-of-the-art, old-world craftsmanship with tomorrow's technology. Visit their website at cast-lighting.com today. That's cast-lighting.com.
From the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world, no one rocks like Turf's Up Radio. Turf's Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Hard-working hands reach for Gemplers for pro-grade landscape tools and gear. Much like our customers, Gemplers is family-owned and independent, which makes it easy to shop online and get your orders shipped quickly from our warehouse straight to your front door. Rather speak to a human? No worries. Gemplers always answers your call. Shop Gemplers for supplies from tools to tree care, safety to sprayers, watering to workwear, and even add your logo for free to show your customers that you're serious. Right now, buy any 2 pairs of work gloves and get a 3rd pair free. Mix and match, no limit, stock up for spring. Shop Gemplers.com. That's GEMPLERS.com.
Yeah! Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Weekend Review.
The Weekend Review.
Join King Darren and all of your favorite Turf's Up radio hosts, including Heculus, Eric, the Turf Teacher Jones, Brian.
My name is not Brian.
Ryan Lee, Wayne the Prophet Bowles,
One opportunity.
his son Daniel, Brooke Ford, the Green Veteran,
Giddy up.
and many more. Join us live as we unpack the week and share what you may have missed live on Turf's Up Radio. That's the Weekend Review, Saturdays, 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern, right here on Turf's Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Yeah! Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Everybody give an oh, yeah.
You guys picked up on that, right?
What?
Bulk gloves? Come on now.
What?
Perfect segue.
Bulk gloves? You're just trying to poke the bear.
I totally missed that.
Wow.
Take a guess how much money we spend a year on gloves. They get
I know
thrown
this
in the
figure.
trash.
What kind of gloves?
Nitrile gloves.
$600.
No.
Double that and then some.
No.
What?
I've brought it down.
Did you?
Yeah, man.
Attaboy.
Yeah, use your bare hands.
He started using right-hand gloves only.
They're cheaper if you buy them that way.
Oh, my gosh.
Just the little finger gloves.
That's right. Just
Finger cuts.
Just the tip.
Oh, dude.
Insurance.
Dude.
Insurance,
Dude.
interest rates,
Yeah.
other overhead.
There you go. Looking at the actual outline again.
Well, I got to get us back on track.
He's trying to save himself.
Uh-huh.
I got to dig myself out.
Fair. Fair. Right on. So rising costs. So some things that are that as you grow your business, you're going to discover are more and more and more important. One of the biggest ones is insurance. I mean, it's really difficult to understand, and it is really hard writing that check. I mean,
that hurts.
When it comes right down to it, it is really, really tough to make the decision on what is worth it and what's not. And especially when you look at things like work comp. I mean, it's really expensive, and depending on the size of your operation, you may not think you need it, and it may be something where, the particularly as it comes to snow, this is something where a lot of insurance companies just don't understand snow removal, and the reason why is because snow is so litigious. Somebody slips and falls and sues, and anybody that's been involved in a slip and fall, to get that letter. And what does the letter say? The very first thing, well, not the first thing, but towards the end of that claim letter, it's, turn this letter into your insurance company and they'll just take care of it. Right. If you've got an insurance carrier or you have somebody that you work with that understands how that claims process works, and how to handle, plaintiffs' attorneys when they turn those claims in. I mean, that's a tremendous, asset to have in your favor. And that's something that is something that we kind of specialize in here. We do litigation support and snow and ice consultative services kind of all over the country. And if you've got any questions on that, we'd be happy. What was that?
I have no idea.
Anyway, whatever. So, we would be very, very happy to talk to you about that. There was again. What is
That's
it?
your radio.
Oh, it is your radio.
There you go again.
Oh, God.
Jeez.
Hey, it's second episode.
Hey, you know what, though?
Two.
I got to say, since we implemented those two-way radios here around the yard, it has cut down on so much time loss.
Yeah. You know what? That's a really, really good thing. I mean, given the topic that we've got.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe I set that there on purpose.
You might have.
No,
Might
I did
Not likely.
Yeah, no, there's something. I mean, we spent what, $5,000 or $6,000 on those radios. Didn't
Yeah,
we?
they weren't cheap, and we didn't go for a cheap radio for the reason of we need them to work, and we need them to work because we're out in the snow.
Right.
When we work around here, so we've got staff around the yard here in the wintertime, during storm, that need to communicate over certain distances. And if we're going to be using them, out in the elements, we need those things to really stand up.
Yeah, and that's something that there's a really good example of, spending. I mean, yes, we had to spend some cash, but the efficiency and productivity that we've gained, has been phenomenal. I mean, so to get an idea, so the way our facility is laid out here is that we've got our office building is kind of up front, and then we've got the crown shop. We've got the crown shop right behind the office, and then we've got the warehouse, and then the mechanic shop is out further back in a different building as well. So we've got 1, 2, I guess three main buildings on the property, and then we've got a salt dome as well, and then the brine pump house. And so people are kind of all over the place around here. And if I'm trying to find somebody with the radio, it makes it a 2-second endeavor, and without the radio, you gotta hunt them down and find them. And they have really saved us a ton of time. And while I don't know that you could put a $ on that, the productivity gain has been phenomenal.
Exactly. And it's that feeling of staying busy. There's no, let me put this down for a second while I go find this person I need to get an answer from real quick.
Yep.
And you can't rely on, we can't rely on our mechanics to have their cell phones in their pocket.
Right.
But that's how that $1,000 phone gets destroyed, is it's in your pocket. So,
right.
They've got the radio clipped onto their belt, or sitting next to them on the machine they're working on, and it's a quick, hey, here's my question, there's your answer, and you're done.
Right. Yeah, it's very easy. Should we try to do a sample? You think we can get it?
I think it's a bad plan.
Who's
feedback?
Who's back in the warehouse right now? Just turned it on. Who's?
I'm not sure. We were getting close to the end of the day. They might be wrapping up back there.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. Oh.
Front desk has one.
Oh, that's Kira. All right, let's try it. Ken for Kira. This is bad radio.
This is really bad radio.
This is bad radio. Hey, we're just showing an example on the podcast here of how the radios make communication easier inside the office. So just, all you got to do is say hi and maybe, hello. Anybody want to say hi to?
That's pretty cool. And hello to everyone.
So there we go. So Kira at the front desk was just able to join the podcast, and it was poof, just that easy.
Wham.
Good call, Ken. Yeah. And we didn't have to walk up there.
We didn't have to walk up there.
Didn't have to move any mics, mixer, nothing.
Nothing.
Poof, just like that.
All right. Now think about that when you're, 30 hours into an event.
Right.
You're probably stressed to the max if you're in a leadership role, and you're probably dog tired if you're in another role, if you're working in a snowplow truck or working the depot, but working the warehouse, something like that. And the amount of time that you can take away from them wandering around trying to get an answer is going to be just all that more productive they can be within that certain time frame.
Those don't have to be used on just an office or yard scenario.
Right.
If you're working on a big site, or in an area where you have a lot of properties close together, we used to put radios on all our trucks that could work on a close network.
Right.
That way you didn't have to sit there and call and text everybody individually. If you have a group of guys working together, the radios are much faster and easier to use than any cell phone. possibly be.
Yeah, and to Zach's point, your laborers that are on site, they know that if they destroy their phone, it's a bunch of money. And so they generally don't want to have that on them when they're shoveling snow or out in the elements. And the other thing they don't want to do as well is even if they do have it, it's in it. It might be in their jacket and they can't hear the thing ringing because they've got their thick hat on and whatever else. I mean, sometimes it can be pretty tough getting a hold of people, but a lot of these radios, you set them up where they've got an earbud that plugs straight to that radio.
Yep.
And so you can communicate with your crew on site, very quickly and very easily and really, really make things more efficient.
Exactly.
Man, it's a good thing that thing went off.
I love efficiency, man.
Yeah.
There's something about, getting stuff done in a timely manner. It's going to make you feel more productive. And while, like you said, you can't measure it in dollar signs, you can definitely measure it in the atmosphere of the work.
Yep.
Oh, I thought that was more of an applause.
That was disrespectful.
There we go. It just got real quiet in here all of a sudden.
It did. So on that topic of your crews, a lot of these guys are going to have larger fleets, maybe smaller fleets. You're going to have trucks, plows, spreaders, some skid steers, sidewalk broadcasters, all kinds of things. And, when it comes time for those things to get maintenance or something breaks and you have to get it fixed, where do you draw the line between outsourcing that work to somebody else and maybe having somebody in-house that can make those repairs?
Sure. So we've come a long way. I mean, when we started, we had to outsource everything because we couldn't afford to have a mechanic on site. So the mechanic work. I mean, I was the mechanic, and well, you've seen my mechanic work. I'm a part swapper at best.
It's
right?
Brilliant.
Nice, thanks, pal. But no, I mean, it was something where when we started, if I knew what the problem was, I mean, I could swap parts, no problem. That was fine. Once we started getting into particularly the big trucks, once we started getting into some of the heavy trucks, some of the big, the bigger, heavier iron, that was, I mean, now that's outside of what I could work on. And so we had to figure out what that sweet spot was between in-house work and outsourced work. And we've gotten to where, even now where we have, Zach's got, I mean, he's got, a fantastic resume on heavy truck, big truck equipment and maintenance and service. I mean, there's nothing on one of those trucks that you can't fix, but there are things that our shop is limited on, I mean, there's, if we've got to do something, if we have to pull the engine out of a truck, that's not going to be something that while you've got the knowledge and you can do it, our shop's not equipped for that. Right. So it's something where, you have to be able to assess, what is reasonable to keep in-house and what's not. And you have to base that on, okay, yeah, it's going to be, let's call it $125 an hour to send something out and have it worked on at a shop somewhere else. And, we could be done for a lot less than that here. But if it takes 4 times as long, it's still cheaper to send it out.
Right.
Right.
And you gotta realize where you can draw that line at.
Right. Right. And that's where Yoda comes in. So I've got some, Yoda on the wall around here, and it says, do or do not. There is no try.
There is no try.
There is no try. You have to know what you can do and what you can't do. Oh my God, 58 and a half minutes already.
58 and a half?
I just looked. Yeah, we've got a minute and a half left of this thing.
Brent, sing us a song.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Kim, sing us a song.
Oh God, no.
Okay.
Well, we tried.
We did.
Ken?
No, are you kidding? Absolutely not.
I've seen Ken sing. He'll do it.
Nope.
Tequila.
Oh my God, that was great. Oh no.
Oh, you hit them both. Why? Oh my gosh.
We're laughing.
Ken just wanted to hit every button on his board.
I think we missed one, but that's okay. There it is.
Oh, he missed 2.
Oh, I'm scared.
Oh wait, you ready for this one?
Yeah, now you're falling apart.
Brent, what does this make you think of?
Profits. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Money. Savings. Wait, I got one. Liability protection. God, we're lame.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, my goodness. Yep. Well, we got to get out of here.
All right. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yep. That's it. That's all we got. So, hey, those that are still listening, thanks for hanging with us, man. We're getting this thing down. This is episode 2 of hopefully a lot to come. Talking winter with Swinter. That's what we're doing.
It's going to be a great time.
Yep. And where do they send information if they have questions or comments?
That would be podcast@swinnergroup.com.
Man. Brent, where do they send stuff?
Podcast at swinnergroup.com.
Kim?
Podcasts@swinnergroup.com.
That's right. Podcast@swinnergroup.com. Send us whatever your thoughts, questions, comments are relative to the snow and ice management world. We'd love to talk about it. Otherwise, we got to just make up our own stuff, and you're stuck with this. With a cool outro.
Later.